Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. For those of you that would like to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box. Today's message, or pick a card reading I should say, we are doing ancestor messages. So it's going to be whatever messages your ancestors have for you at this time. If you do feel drawn to more than one pile, that is perfectly okay. You might have messages from your ancestors kind of fit across the piles. Go with whatever you feel you are guided to. Keep in mind that this is a general collective energy reading, so not all the messages that come through may be for you. Do not take them if they don't really resonate for you. However, we have to understand that tarot is also something that the energy that comes through in the tarot, sometimes this can be talking about past, present, future energies. Sometimes there are certain readings that don't quite make sense. And then, in the near future, you're like, that's what that reading meant, or that's what this was about. Okay, so we might not be able to, see that those messages might fit just yet, but you might come back to this reading later. I've had that happen a lot with collective readings that I've posted where people are like, no, this doesn't resonate, I don't understand, and then a couple weeks later they leave a message that says, now I get it. Now I get it, now this makes sense. And it happens with private readings too. Sometimes there's stuff that comes through and someone's like, no, this doesn't resonate with me. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what Spirit said. And then they'll email me sometimes a month later, and they're like, oh my goodness, everything that you said in the reading is happening right now. So yeah, that's how energy works. Time is fluid. Okay, timing is fluid within the tarot. So yeah, just kind of keep this at the back of your mind. But ancestor messages, maybe there's something that they see that you're currently going through or will in the near future, or they could be talking about something from your past. I don't know. We're just going to kind of leave it open to see whatever comes through, whatever messages your ancestors have for you at this time. So pile number 1 is going to be the Salamander, and that is going to be with this little Carnelian. Okay, it's like a brownish red kind of color. So Carnelian for pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have Time, and this is with this blue Apatite. Is that gonna focus? There we go. Blue Apatite for pile number 2. And then pile number 3, we have Birch, and that is with this little Pyrite here. For pile number 3. Okay. So pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the cards, the artwork, the crystals, whatever your process is. I know some of you guys use random number pickers, so whatever works for you, your pendulum. Timestamps will be down below pinned to the comments and also in the description box. And I will see you guys at your reading. Hi pile 1, so we are doing ancestor messages. Today you have the Salamander, okay, is your first card that is out here. So we're going to see what messages your ancestors have for you. We have House 4 with cultural and family roots, homes, peace, and comfort. And we have freedom. Freedom. We have the field of dreams with bounty, sustainability, and a good harvest. Okay. We have put a spell on you. And it says charm, seduction, and being won over. And then we also have, ooh, without a care. It says disregard, ignorance, and also turning a blind eye. Interesting. I wonder what this is about. We do have house 4 here, so this could very well be about a family member, a family situation. I feel like I want to clarify these a little bit with some tarot, because without a care here and disregard, turning a blind eye to something, I'm noticing that there's a tree here. It's in the middle of this house. There's a bunch of spider webs here that have collected, so it kind of looks like something that's been sitting, potentially kind of like festering. Something maybe that you've not acknowledged. Something that you're disregarding. Something that you're ignoring. Interesting. And you have freedom here, so there's maybe something that you're needing to free yourself from. I want to look at the salamander and see what the salamander is about. This is from the Liminal Spirits Oracle. So let's see, where's the salamander, if I can find it really quick. Should be a bright red page. Or is it the salamander? I might have to pause it. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so the salamander says this little water dragon symbolizes vitality, bravery, courage, renewal, growth, and spiritual pursuits. In alchemical lore, the salamander is believed to be a fire eater and able to quench flames with its body. Emerging unscathed, when trapped or injured, it is able to shed and regrow the whole tail and limbs. Its regenerative abilities combined with its often bright and fiery markings give the salamander a reputation for being feisty, vivacious, and enduring. It brings life and light to dark and cold places. Okay. That could be considered a dark and cold place here. Again, I feel like it has something to do with family here. So the messages for the salamander says it's time to summon your courage and be bold. You got this. It also says, despite suffering a loss, you will recover. Give yourself the time and space to heal. Find your inner fire, what makes your heart beat faster and passion flow through your veins. It says, kindle this flame as it will get you through difficult times. So yeah, I feel like I definitely want a little bit more on this without a care here. Turning a blind eye to something, disregard for it, or ignorance. Now this could be talking about you, or it could be somebody that somebody who could be, I don't know, maybe not taking accountability for something, or somebody that's you're connected to. Could very well be, let's see, cultural and family roots. Home. So is there something that you're maybe neglecting here? Let's see. Okay, so what is this without a care? 3 of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. The 3 of Swords is some type of loss, pain, suffering, heartache, emotional turmoil. For some of you, this might even be surrounding money. Surrounding some type of money or flow of income even. Turning a blind eye. Let's get a little bit more. What is this? Without a care and disregard, Spirit. What is this? that pile three's ancestors are trying to talk about here? We've got the Tower and the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is a lot of worrying, a lot of anxiety. It could also be getting into your head, a lot of overthinking. With the Tower, though, the Tower is about releasing something, releasing. It can also talk about some type of upheaval, some type of chaotic or unstable energy right now. Maybe for some of you, this is instability surrounding a family situation, a relationship, a job. Of course, it's going to be different for all of you, but I do feel like for some of you, this is particularly around, it could be money or family here. Put a spell on you. Is there somebody who is trying to sway you into something? Maybe somebody's acting, a family member that's acting like you don't care about them, or that, you know, it could maybe even be pressuring you for money. Maybe somebody's going through a difficult time in their life, and you might be somebody who's very financially secure or stable. You might be also this could be about financial freedom. We've got bounty, sustainability, and a good harvest. But put a spell on you, charm, seduction, and being won over. This kind of makes me feel like there's somebody who feels like you are not taking care of them, or that you're not helping maybe in some way. Let's look at this a little bit more. And I almost feel like if that is the case, almost like your ancestors are trying to warn you. What does this put a spell on you? Charm, seduction, and being won over. The Five of Cups. This is over some type of loss here. Grief, sadness, disappointment, guilt, regret. Perhaps there's somebody who has done something here. What does this put a spell on you? The Page of Swords. Page of Swords. This could be some, oh, well, let's see. Why do I kind of feel like this is a person who's kind of being manipulative here, or feeling sorry for them? What does this put a spell on you? The Ten of Wands. This is something that is burdensome. Responsibilities. You could be feeling some type of grief over if this has to do with family, pile one, you know, if somebody else in your circle here is going through something challenging, I mean, I don't know if this is a person who's kind of asking for a handout here. And is saying something to you, almost like if you're somebody who is more financially, say, stable, and a family member is like asking you for help, asking you for money, or trying to, in a way, I'm feeling kind of like persuasion here, because somebody else might be feeling like they're struggling. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, you know, you need to help them or something like that, because there are some family members who kind of take advantage, and, you know, use your discernment with what you feel, I feel like, is best in that situation. You could be stressing out about a family member who could be going through something, and maybe you feel in some regard like it's your responsibility to have to do something, to have to care for them, or to have to, you know, pick up the slack for them or something of that nature. The Page of Swords is about communication. So for some of you, this person could be, you know, trying to communicate with you, trying to reach out to you. You know, the Five of Cups energy, like I said, we have 2 cards here already with the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups that are about some type of loss here. Some type of loss. If you're somebody who's looking for, say, like a job or work and you're feeling a little bit discouraged or disappointed, I feel like in that case, your message here from your ancestors is Spirit saying, don't lose hope. Okay, you're going to have some type of blessing come in for you. Don't worry about it. Okay, you're going to receive some good news soon that's going to help to provide some relief. You're going to feel a sense of freedom because this is going to bring in another stream of income. I feel like you channeling into that salamander energy. You know, you're going to move past this struggle or this challenge and you're going to move back into this place of stability here. Okay, especially if it's just for you yourself. Now, like I said, some of you, I feel like this could have to do with a family member or somebody who's maybe even that you live with. It could even be your living situation. Okay, you could be trying to get out or move out or something like that. Like if you're in a unstable family situation. Let's see what else. What is this freedom here? What is this freedom here about? Oh, I gotta cover that one up a little bit. We got Justice here and the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles can talk about debts or some type of material loss. The Five of Pentacles could be somebody who's in a place of need, feeling like they have limited resources. They could be in a place of despair. Things could be complicated with the financial situation for you right now. Like I said, if this is you and you're going through this on your own, then I feel like your ancestors are letting you know, try not to stress out and worry here. Okay, try not to stress out and worry and feel, of course, you know, we're going to worry. If we're going through some financial challenges, we are going to worry. But the Five of Pentacles energy is the scarcity mindset. It's the poverty consciousness, lack mentality. And you're needing to free yourself from this type of energy and shift more or less, I feel like, into that salamander energy. It reminds me a lot of like the Wands energy of like the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, in which, you know, there is this motivating force within you that has this, like, don't lose the drive, don't lose the motivation. You know, you could live with somebody who may also be kind of going through this as well. And maybe it's kind of causing a rift within the household. I want to cover up the Justice card a little bit. Justice. Justice is about fairness. It's about balance. It's about also doing the right thing. Okay, like I said, if you feel like there's a family member or somebody, you know, you have to do what's right for you. Okay, with the Justice card, you have to do what's right for you. Whether that means helping someone or choosing to not. Okay? Like I said, sometimes there are certain family members that take advantage, or it's like a constant thing where you're giving and giving and giving and giving to a person. And, you know, let's see what else. What is this freedom about, Spirit? The Knight of Wands. And the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is financial freedom that's coming in for some of you. You're gonna, like I said, there's this energy of moving back into a place of stability, of security. You know, I almost feel like those of you that are kind of feeling like money is a little bit challenging right now, or something's changed in your financial situation. You know, the Knight of Wands is that driving force, that passion, that energy within you that your ancestors are in a way saying, like, you hold this power, you hold this energy to overcome this. The opportunities are there. The whole stressing and anxiety and worrying and, you know, feeling completely disappointed, you know, with the field of dreams here, I feel like Spirit's saying there are so many opportunities to create this wealth, to regain this sense of security and stability here, that it is very possible for you to kind of come out on top here. You know, the Ten of Wands is also kind of marking the end of a tough cycle that maybe you have been going through with your family, or with a money situation, or even for some of you with the Justice card, legal situations, you know. But with the Justice card being here, I feel like if it's for you personally, the Justice card is basically saying the odds are in your favor. You know, you are going to be able to move through this energy. Let's see. What does this have to do with house 4, Spirit? What does this have to do with house 4? The Chariot. This, again, is another card of freedom here. The Chariot is about willpower, moving forward. I love her dress here. It's like a aqua and black, grayish, swirly, what is that, like tie-dye? I want one of those. Wow, that is pretty. She's got all this jewelry on too. I'm sure I can find one somewhere, but yeah, that is really pretty. Okay, so freedom, movement forward, progress. You know, the Chariot is also this energy of us having willpower, us focused on steady progress, moving towards a goal here. So like I said, there's, even though there's a lot of this heaviness and disappointment, discouragement, I feel like Spirit's saying that you have the ability to move through this energy. Okay, but also I feel like it's a super important time for you to think about your choices. Okay, think about your choices, because justice is about doing the right thing. It's about weighing our options. We also, I'm seeing the Magician at the bottom here. The Magician and the King of Pentacles. You know, I mean, this is a very wealthy, stable, secure type of energy here. The Empress is also here, very abundant. So yeah, for many of you, I feel like this is about manifestation in terms of wealth, of security, of stability. You know, don't let this whole, I feel like, you know, because this could be, the Ten of Wands is also about energetic burdens. The Five of Cups can also talk about guilt, feeling guilty. You know, don't let that energy seduce you. Don't let this energy of the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups seduce you into blocking your ability to come out on top, to be able to move forward through this energy, because you are the Magician here. The Magician is about focused intention and about manifestation. The Empress also about very powerful energy of manifestation here. So, you know, the Empress is the embodiment of fertility, of growth, of creation, of prosperity, abundance. And the King of Pentacles is very abundant. Okay? Very abundant energy. So some of you, this might even have to do with some type of a contract. Okay, some type of contract here with the Justice card. I feel like there's a need to really take some time to think about how maybe some type of commitment or contract could be affecting you. Some of you, this could be tied into karmic energy as well. Okay, especially if it's family situation here. Okay, so what else do I want to get? I want to see if I can get a little bit more on this to get it. Should I use this one here? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Pile 1. What messages do your ancestors have for you? We have Quinn, and it says use your mind constructively, intelligence, brain power, and logical thought. So maybe this is what is needed at this time, especially with that 9 of Swords energy there, right? It could be a lot of scattered energy. And this is a time for you to really kind of clear through that, I feel like, muddled energy. She's also holding a light bulb here. It kind of reminds me of the Ace of Swords, like clarity, being able to see something clearly or something being illuminated for you. We have Martina here. It says, choose your battles wisely. Disagreements, disputes, and also going to war. And then we also have Sophia here. It says, learning from experience, wisdom, insight, and lessons learned. Okay, lessons learned. Chloe at the bottom, abundance is yours, fertility, growth, and fruits of your labor. You know, for some of you too, this might be talking about your ancestors wanting to talk to you about your spending, okay? Your spending, the way that you use money. This might be being better about it, okay? Better about how you spend, what you spend your money on. Making sure that you are, you know, of course, not taking it, what your blessings, that the things that you do have, take it for granted. Okay. Choose your battles wisely. Let's see what else. What is this choose your battles wisely, Spirit? What is this? Choose your battles wisely. The Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a new beginning, creative energy, and I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles is right underneath that. So Six of Pentacles is about the potential for this new beginning. The Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity, giving and receiving. It's also about gratitude. Okay, gratitude. It's also giving when you can, you know? So like I said, if there is somebody here that's maybe like asking for help, like I said, I don't want to tell you that no, you shouldn't do it. Really take your time to see if it's best for you to do that. Some of you, this could be some type of divine inspiration that you're receiving here. I feel like about helping to improve the flow of income here as well. Okay, this feels like a lot about money stuff here for some of you. Let's see. What else do I want to add in here? Okay, let's see. Pile 1. What ancestor messages your ancestors have? You know, for some of you, I feel like you know, there might even be certain opportunities that are coming in for you that you're disregarding here. They could also be something that's to help your situation, and you could be either, dare I say, being picky. Being picky. Let's see. It won't be for all of you. Messages from your ancestors, pile 1. We have Freya here with radical acceptance. Oh. We have Ellen with patterns here. It says see from a higher perspective and also independence. Independence. Patterns. Maybe this is something. We've got number 12 here, which is the Hanged Man. Maybe there's a need for you to change your way of thinking, especially for those of you where this relates to money. You know, if you are dealing with a little bit of a challenge and a struggle here right now, especially with it having to do with finances, are you reverting back into old patterns of behavior in that 5 of Pentacles energy? Okay, I feel like Spirit's trying to show you that you are so powerful. You have the ability with all, look at all that energy there, the Empress, the Knight of Wands energies here, the Queen and the King of Pentacles, the Chariot, which is that determination, that focus, that willpower, that drive in you to continue to move forward and through this energy instead of, you know, kind of, I feel like sitting with the old ways of thinking, the old ways of doing, right? And of course, you know, even as we learn and grow and evolve along our path, sometimes we do have those days where we, you know, kind of get super freaked out and stressed out immediately, and we forget how powerful we are. We forget everything that we've learned from past, you know, and kind of proving to ourselves that we can move beyond obstacles, beyond challenges, because we've done it before. And so I feel like with that 5 of Pentacles energy, some of you might be reverting back into that lack mentality, that scarcity mindset that still might be there kind of sitting within your subconscious. And sometimes I feel like you forget how far you've come. You forget that you've been able to, you know, do, I feel like, as much as you have for yourself to put yourself into a better place. That some of you might be dealing with, you know, a challenge right now, and it's, you know, I feel like it's your ancestors kind of wanting to bring your attention, like, hold on a second, like, remember, remember how powerful you are. Remember how much, you know, you have done and how much you can continue to move forward with this with confidence and with nurturing your finances, your relationships, you know, whatever this might be about, okay? To maybe see from a higher perspective, to see maybe your patterns, another person's patterns. Yeah. It's a lot of this Empress energy. I feel like you're able to move to and through something that is far more stable here. Let's see what else. Any other messages for pile number 1, ancestor messages. I don't know, maybe some of you guys have some family situations going on right now. We have the Seer here, and it says see beyond the current situation. Okay, see beyond the current situation, because if we're, let's just say this, okay, here's this obstacle here, and I don't know if I have something small enough. Here you are, okay, there's the obstacle, and you are right here butted up against this obstacle, right? So when we're this close to something, you know, all we see is that wall. So the scene from the higher perspective, this can be that need for kind of pulling back, withdrawing a little bit, you know, so that we're able to see, oh, okay, well, yes, that is an obstacle, but I can go around it. I can find another way through. Okay? So seeing beyond the current situation means that, you know, sometimes we face something that's challenging here and it's like we can't see past that. All we see is just this, the problem, instead of being able to say, okay, well, how can I look at this differently? How can I, you know, change my perspective of this? So yeah, your ancestors are saying, see beyond the current situation right now. Okay, it's not always going to be this way or stay this way. Continue to stay focused on your goals, your dreams. Keep, you know, working towards them for some of you. Let's see what else. Pile number 1. What messages do your ancestors have for you? We have Mott with truth. And we have the shaman here, and it says trust in higher forces. And I do feel like your ancestors are really leading you at this time, really trying to help you with tuning into your intuition, helping to guide you moving forward by helping you to listen to what your soul's truth is, that in the way your ancestors communicate with you. So maybe kind of if you're feeling a little bit challenged right now or stuck or lost in some regard, or, you know, look at the way that she's kind of holding on to her heart space here. To me, this is you kind of just taking that time for stillness to connect inwards, connect with your ancestors. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you, pile number 1. I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonate with the time card and the blue apatite, this is going to be your reading today. So we're getting messages from your ancestors. We do have time here, so we'll see how this is fitting into your reading here. We have Cardinal, and it says instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Okay. Let's see. We also have courage. She almost looks like she's kind of stepping through a portal here. Okay. We have breathing room, and it says freedom of movement, space, and also ease. Number 53. We have card 0. It says the intangible, indeterminate, formless, and also unknowable. And then we have pick up your sword, and it says take a stand, be heard, or support a cause. Card number 20. Okay, so we've got Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn energy that's already here with that cardinal signs that are here. Freedom of movement, space, and ease. Take a stand, pick up your sword. Interesting. I feel like I want to get a little bit more information on what this is talking about here. Instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Okay, so let's pull some tarot and see. Yeah, she looks like she's stepping, like she's almost like she's gonna throw this ball into this little portal here, and it's dark, you know. That also reminds me of this here, 0, the intangible, indeterminate, formless, unknowable, meaning that there's something potentially that you're needing to maybe form here, put together, or to create. And I do feel because time is here, right in the center here, maybe timing is something of the essence here, where this, to me, this is about action. Pick up your sword. I almost feel like manifesting something here, because even in this breathing room here, there's a bunch of tables and chairs, but they're all empty. And there's a door here, a window, windows, doors, like a portal there. Even that hand right here, it looks like it's holding a match. It reminds me of like the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands. And then we have the cardinal signs here with Aries. So Ace of Wands. This is about a divine spark, some type of passion, creativity, a new idea. And then we have Cancer energy here. Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Okay. It feels like there's a lot of, almost, it kind of makes me feel like this blank canvas. Especially with this being 0, it's the Fool energy. The Fool. Pick up your sword. This is the High Priestess. Your intuition is guiding you, leading you. It almost reminds me of a card from another deck that I use. I don't even remember which deck it is. But there's a card in that deck, and there's this huge portal that this person is standing in front of. And it says, follow your intuition. I think it says something like before it makes sense, because your intuition could be guiding you towards something right now, pile 2. And you kind of have this feeling that there is, maybe for some of you, this means stepping outside of your comfort zone, you know, following what your intuition is telling you, but you don't even know like what it's going to lead to, what it's going to turn into. I feel like as well. Freedom of movement, space, and ease. And I almost kind of feel like your ancestors are in a way saying to you, kind of like, we're clearing the space for you to be able to take this next step along your path. You know, it may not look like nothing or anything right now. You know, it makes me feel like spirits, your ancestors are saying here, doors are opening for you. It's time for you to take some kind of leap of faith. Pick up your sword and take action here. There's a need for you to trust what this feeling that you have. Here it is right here. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. This is the, I can't remember if this is the, what is this? It might be the Starseed Oracle. The Starseed Oracle. I'll list it down below, because I mix all 3 different decks by the same creator. I mix the Rose Oracle. I think this is the Starseed, and then I mix it with the, I think it's the Work Your Light Oracle. So I mix all 3 of them because they're the same. Kind of like, yeah. So yeah, I think this is the Starseed one. Baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Look at that portal there. That's what this reminds me of. You having the courage to do it. This is the Hierophant and the Empress. The Hierophant and the Empress. The Hierophant would be about your beliefs. You know, maybe you're feeling like there's something that you cannot do. And with the Empress energy here, there's a need for nurturing that idea, or that, you know, that idea here, a plan here. There's a need for trusting your feelings in your heart. A need for making decisions here. With the Capricorn energy here, I kind of feel like it could be talking about your stability, security. Maybe this means taking some kind of leap of faith here. Like I said, I feel like timing is something that's super important here. This reduces to an 8. That's the Strength card, which is also about courage here. Strength is about facing your fears. I almost feel like your ancestors are saying here to you, time is of the essence. Okay, so let's see. Maybe this could be about you speaking your truth in some way, because we do have be heard here and take a stand, pick up your sword. Maybe it's about listening to your soul's truth, or it's about you communicating some type of truth to someone. Maybe they are, you know, if you're dealing with an Aries, Cancer, Libra, or a Capricorn. Okay, maybe a Leo for some of you with that courage there. Or even Aquarius, Taurus, and Libra. Pisces. Okay, let's see. What does this pick up your sword about? What is this pick up your sword about? Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Some of you, this has to do with, it could be about money for some of you, job, career. The Seven of Cups is about choices, options. This could also be about your dreams. Okay, if you have a certain vision or a certain dream, I feel like your ancestors are trying to tell you it's time to take action, to movement towards your dreams. Okay. Breathing room. Let's see what that's about here. I also have Scorpio energy here. What is this intangible here? What is the intangible? The indeterminate, formless, and unknowable. We have Temperance. The Seven of Swords. And the Eight of Swords. The Ace of Cups. Okay. I will say I'm getting a message for some of you, and this is very specific. This won't be for all of you. But some of you, I feel like there might be some illusion surrounding a specific love connection in which a person that you're dealing with is kind of stuck in a place of fear and insecurities, avoidance, running away. And I feel like you've been somebody who maybe has been very patient with this person. And for some of you, I feel like your ancestors, and I feel like you'll know if this is you, okay, that your ancestors are kind of wanting you to move away from that person whom I could be creating the illusion here, enough for you to kind of open yourself up to new opportunities in love. Okay? And I feel like you know if that's you, if you're dealing with that kind of situation and things you're keeping holding on to something and you feel like it's just not getting anywhere, you know, don't be afraid of walking away and opening yourself up again. We have another portal here. Okay, some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Okay, what is this breathing room here? Freedom of movement, space, and ease. The King of Cups, and wow, that's beautiful energy. Yeah, I almost feel like the breathing room here for some of you, this is letting go of somebody and opening yourself up to something better. Okay, something that is reciprocating your love, your energy. But for others of you, I feel like this is about, you know, you moving forward along your path to really open yourself up, to let your heart be your guide. Okay, I feel like it's a message from your ancestors. You are in a powerful time right now, especially for those of you where this is about love too. You're in a very powerful time of fertility and growth. You know, in the Northern Hemisphere here, we're going through, we're almost at spring. We're almost at the spring equinox energy here. So this is, you know, the breathing room. I almost feel like Spirit's saying it's time to create space for something new beginnings, things that are going to bring about emotional happiness for you, okay? I feel like Spirit's saying allow yourself that space within your life to bring in new energies, okay? To allow for new beginnings here. I also want to see why courage is here. I've also got Taurus and Libra. Why is courage here? Courage about what? The Three of Wands. This is about your next steps here. Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so your ancestors are also saying to you, be patient. Okay. Continue to focus and commit yourself to what you say your long-term goals are, your desires, whether they have to do with, you know, career, money, love, whatever they might be. Don't lose sight, don't lose focus, and certainly don't, you know, take less than what you're truly deserving of. Some of you are approaching a new beginning here, and this is a time for planning. This is a time for preparing for that next step, taking that leap of faith. Any type of challenges or adversity that you might face, your ancestors are kind of encouraging you to not back down from what it is that you want. Don't give up. Okay? Some of you might even have a lot of ideas, a lot of ideas in your mind right now, and it's kind of like time to bring them into form. Okay? Time to bring them into form. Let's see. What is the significance of time here for pile number 2? What is the significance of time? Why is this important for pile 2? The Fool, yeah. And the Hierophant. Again, we've got Fool energy here. Leap of faith outside of your comfort zone, opening yourself to exploring new opportunities, new beginnings. Don't let your beliefs hold you back, okay? Our beliefs at times can be extremely limiting. Don't doubt your ability to be able to manifest and create exactly what you desire. Okay, like I said, for some of you, your ancestors are kind of trying to pull you and move you away from something that I feel like you'll genuinely know if it's not really serving you, you know, if it's not flowing, if it's not moving, and to really kind of open you up into something new. So yes, timing is of the essence here. Okay, to get everything, I feel like, aligned for you. Maybe for some of you, we have the Hangman at the bottom. There is a need for shifting your perspective here, okay, about your opportunities, about your options that are available to you. Okay, let's pull some more oracle here. Let's see what else for you. Pile number 2, Taurus energy is here. Pile 2, what messages do your ancestors have for you? We have Audrey here, and it says there is no struggle too grand. Strength, vitality, and durability. Look at that little lion that's on the top of her head. Yeah, it's like your ancestors are saying, you got this. You got this. We have Bella, and it says, shine your beauty outward, inner beauty, good deeds, and also generosity. We have Amity. It says, balance your relationships, friendliness, harmony, and peacefulness. So if you are in a situation that that is not what you're getting here, okay, it might be time to let go of those. Let's see what else. Pile number 2. We have Iris here, the rainbow after the storm, faith, improvement, better times ahead. Okay, so if things have not been going so great for you, this is your ancestors letting you know things are going to change. Things are going to shift for you here. Okay, and it may require you to let go of some things or some people or some ways of thinking to really open yourself up to this beautiful new beginning that you have approaching here. And maybe this could be also bringing in new relationships for you, new friendships, new romantic situations, better jobs. Okay, let's see what else for you. Child number 2, what messages do your ancestors have for you? We have Mott with truth. Number 30, again, Empress energy. We have the Warrior. It says, be fearless and stand strong. Listen to your soul's truth here. I feel like this is super important. We have Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. Okay, some of you have some super powerful gifts that I feel like are meant to put to use at this time. Some of you, I feel like, are stronger than you actually realize here. This powerful warrior energy within you. The Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. And Lilith with independence. Yeah, I feel like this is you standing strong on your own, okay? Not depending on anyone. Summer here, and it says bask in joy and light. We have Parvati with devotion. And I feel like more or less this is you devoting yourself to what your soul's truth is. Okay? We also have Guardian Angel here, and it says you are not alone. So definitely confirmation from your ancestors to let you know that they are right there with you. Okay? It's almost like they're wanting you to kind of channel this inner strength within yourself. We're seeing a little bee here. To me, that is also a symbol of abundance, of working hard, discipline, focus, organization, collaboration. You know, this could be maybe for some of you, especially if you have gifts here, hobbies, skills, talents, things of that nature. This could be collaborating with others, okay, to work on those as well. At the bottom, I'm seeing Stargazer here, and it says, see your sets higher. And then we also have the Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul, okay, is the message here that's coming through for you from your ancestors. Maybe for some of you with the set your sights higher, your ancestors are telling you, not necessarily that you're thinking too small, but it's almost like they're wanting you to realize how amazing you truly are and how much power you actually have to create something beautiful, grand, amazing, and to see yourself in their eyes, in the way that they see you as this fighter, as this warrior, and how powerful you truly are. And even with the energy of Lilith here, you know, this is a lot of that powerful feminine, divine feminine energy, you know, powerful energy that you really have within you. Okay? And so this is a time to ignite your passion and to take the lead and to be brave, be confident. Like I said, many of you that is stepping through that portal in a way, this new beginning for you, that your ancestors are letting you know we're right here for you. Some of you may already be seeing signs, signals, synchronicities, you know, that are kind of leading you in that direction. And sometimes with those new directions that we're meant to go in, you know, not everyone is meant to come with us. Okay? Friends, family members, you know, depending on what the situation is. And we're changing, we're growing, okay? Is what I'm seeing here. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave it here for you, pile number 2. I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonate with the Birch and the Pyrite, this is going to be your reading. So already receiving messages for you with your pile today. This is Birch, right? This tree here. And it looks like it has eyes all over it. So I'm definitely feeling that your ancestors are very much around you at this time. Birch is a very regenerative type of tree. And I feel like there's something that some of you might be going through right now, whether it is mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in some regard. And I feel like your ancestors, in a way, their message to you is, I almost feel like it's this feeling of giving you all of this support at this time to really kind of let you know that whatever this is that you could be facing, like I said, in any of those areas, that you have the power of resilience. You have the power to be able to overcome, you know, knowing they're wanting you to know just how strong you are. Okay. That is something very specific that's coming through here. So let's see what else we have. Embrace here. Embrace. And she looks like she's hugging a tree here. Nature can also be something that is very restorative, very healing. Okay, embrace. Yeah, definitely feeling like your ancestors are giving you a hug right now. Okay. Some of you, I feel like your ancestors are wanting you to connect with nature more, to really help to ground your energy at this time. I feel like, because I'm noticing here, she's hugging a tree, but there's also this sunflower here that she's also hugging. And there's an eye in the middle of this sunflower here. It's almost like your ancestors are trying to brighten your spirits a little bit. Okay. We have the 8th house with transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. Yeah, so this feels like a lot of like this whole death and rebirth, transformation. Like I said, the Birch is something that's also very regenerative. Wow. Okay. Some of you could be clearing ancestral cycles, karmic cycles here. In a way, it's kind of like your ancestors saying you need to be really strong right now to really kind of channel into your inner strength, your power here. We have number 46. It says anonymous, masked, hiding, and secret surveillance. Secret surveillance. Again, we've got eyes here watching you. I don't know if this literally means that somebody is watching you right now, or that your ancestors are saying we are watching over you. We'll get a little bit more on that. We have frozen in time, stuck, avoiding change, and locked in the past. Okay. And then we also have quench your thirst. It says be receptive, rehydrate, and replenish yourself. So your ancestors might also be noticing that for some of you, you could be holding on to stuff from your past. And it could be something that is maybe even karmic cycles here. And it could be that you're kind of stuck in a cycle of fear, okay, about change. And maybe your ancestors are kind of wanting you to open up to embrace change here. Okay, especially with the stuck and avoiding change and being locked in the past. Could be something that's kind of interfering. Interesting. Anonymous, masked, hiding, and secret surveillance. Maybe there's something that's hidden from you here. Quench your thirst. Be receptive. Rehydrate. Replenish yourself. Almost like your ancestors are wanting you to nurture or even nourish yourself at this time. Maybe some of you are going through a lot of transformation. And transformation is not easy. Okay? It does require a lot of self-reflection, introspection, taking accountability, forgiveness, whether for self or others. But it kind of feels like some of you could be going through a little bit of a dark time. Like I said, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It could even feel, some of you could be going through an awakening process. It could be very challenging. Some of you could be experiencing ascension symptoms. Transformation can be uncomfortable, but it's also beautiful. Okay. It's beautiful. There's a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of anger, resentment, stuff that's being purged. But yeah, we'll get a little bit more information on this. I want to see what Spirit has to say about especially this anonymous here, masked, hiding, secret surveillance, like somebody's watching you. Frozen in time. Maybe somebody is spying here. Let's see, anonymous. Does this mean that you don't know who this person is? Anonymous, masked, hiding, and secret surveillance. What is this about, Spirit? Unless you're the person who's doing the spying. Pile 3, if you're spying on somebody, maybe you're stuck in the past because you're spying on somebody. She's also embracing and hugging a tree. So, you know, maybe some of you are holding on to somebody from the past. Maybe you are doing some spying here and your ancestors are maybe telling you in a way, maybe it's time to, maybe for some of you, let go, move on. Okay, especially if it's something that's keeping you stuck. What is this anonymous here, Spirit? What does this have to do with? What is it about? Tell us about it. What is this about? It's kind of a, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like a weird energy, but to have somebody anonymous that is hiding or secret surveillance here, watching you. The 5 of Pentacles and the Empress. Somebody that's in a place of despair here. A feeling of loss, void, emptiness. The Empress could be a mother figure, a wife. I don't know, maybe some of you have had some type of falling out here with someone. A falling out, maybe with a mother or mother figure, wife energy, mother of children. Maybe somebody that you love or that loves you could be watching here. Or if you are, like, say, the mother of someone's children and maybe a person that you do have kids with is watching you, or you're watching them because you're feeling this grief over some type of emptiness here. That could be something that's keeping you stuck, frozen in time. What is this anonymous energy here, Spirit? Secret surveillance, masked and hiding. For some of you, this could be a complicated situation here. What is this anonymous energy? The Star. Taurus, Libra, Aquarius. healing. Maybe your ancestors are wanting you to take some time to heal here. Especially for those of you who are, again, just frozen in time, stuck, avoiding change. Maybe some of you are having a hard time letting go of someone. And your ancestors are wanting you to heal here. Like I said, some of you might be the person who's spying on someone. Okay, what does this frozen in time energy have to do with? Maybe there's a need for self-care here. What is the frozen in time about, Spirit? The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is about healing. It's about reflection, meditation, stillness, non-action. So maybe some of you have been frozen with non-action and not doing anything. Maybe there's, like I said, stagnancy here. Five of Cups. This is grief, pain, sadness, loss. And it's keeping you stuck here. Two of Wands is like a cross. Oh yeah, this is painful. This is definitely painful. Yeah, I feel like your ancestors are kind of acknowledging this pain that you're in right now. You know, and I feel like maybe this has been happening long enough to the point where your ancestors are saying, like, this has to change. You have to be able to move forward now. You know, maybe this is really working through these feelings and these emotions and really making yourself a priority. You know, healing here. Five of Pentacles can also be about abandonment or rejection. Some of you could be healing from those wounds here, or have been going through a bad breakup with somebody. You know, I feel like this is a really challenging energy here. So yeah, with the quench your thirst here, be receptive, rehydrate, replenish yourself. She's got a little cup here, which kind of reminds me of, you know, Spirit in a way trying to say, you have to take time to fill your own cup, to replenish and restore yourself, to heal, to bring about renewal within yourself. Okay, what is this 8th house here, Spirit? The 8th house. Maybe you're masking your pain for some of you. Maybe that's what the mask and hiding is that you're hiding your pain and you're not dealing with it. You're brushing it under the rug, or you're suppressing. And it's time for you to really, you know, bring these things to the surface for you to be able to work through here. Maybe, you know, because sometimes when we go through a lot of pain like this, you know, sometimes we don't know how to heal it. And I almost feel like your ancestors are not wanting you to do things to continue to mask it, but for you to give yourself the nurturing that you need at this time to help you to maybe move through this transformative energy. Why is the 8th house here? 8 of Swords. You know, the 8 of Swords is a mental prison of negativity and feeling trapped and stuck. We kind of have our mind filled with all these thoughts here, and it freezes us, like exactly that, frozen in time here. What does this 8th house have to do? This can also be a lot of obsessing, okay? A lot of obsessive thoughts over whatever this is, or whoever this is with that you're had this experience with. You could be obsessing and spying on someone. What is this 8th house here? Oh, Justice. I gotta cover her too. Whoops. Yeah, so this makes me feel like there's some type of karmic energy here. Some type of karmic energy here. What is this 8th house here? You know, some of you could be going through something where Strength is at the bottom. Every time I look at this card, you guys, the way that she looks like she's sideways looking here. I don't know if you can see her. And this is totally off topic here, but I'm going to see if I can find it. When I was about like 13 or 14 years old, I looked like this. I'm going to see if I can find the picture. I think I have a modeling picture that I had when I was super young. It always reminds me of me when I see this card. But yes, over here with the 8th house, we've got Justice. Like I said, I feel like this has to do with some type of karmic energy. The 9 of Pentacles is here, and I feel like being that this is about transformation, the 9 of Pentacles, you know, she looks like she's dancing. She's flowing in this beautiful white dress that's here. And there is this new doorway that's here. You know, the land out here kind of looks like really barren. And through there's all of this life. So the 9 of Pentacles is about independence, stability, security, you know, being strong, especially with Strength here at the bottom. The 4 of Cups. Yeah, some of you could be feeling really, really sad right now, you know, sad and just kind of checked out, closed off to certain opportunities. Like I said, I genuinely feel like Spirit is trying to brighten your spirits, to try to help you to shift out of this energy that you're stuck in here. You know, some of you, this might not even have to do with love. It could have to do with something else that has caused pain, something else that has caused disappointment. You know, the 5 of Cups can be regrets, guilt, shame, loss, disappointment, discouragement, depression. Okay. And sometimes, you know, of course, with these feelings, we have to have a willingness to change, you know. And of course, for those of you that are dealing with depression, it's not as quick as just kind of snapping your fingers and snapping yourself out of it. I know that because I've been there in some really, really dark places with my depression. And so it's not, you know, it requires us to ask for help, to get the help that you need, you know, especially if you are feeling like, okay, you know, we need some therapy. Okay. But yeah, this is a pretty heavy energy here. You know, some of you could be dealing with a person who's stuck in the past here. And, you know, to me, this looks like freedom. This looks like about independence from this situation or this person, if this is somebody else, you know. And maybe this is your ancestors in a way saying this is where this person is at. They need time to heal. They need to, you know, work on themselves. You know, you might be the person who's the Empress here, and, you know, the person who could potentially be spying on you for some of you could be a person who has shut you out, who has abandoned you, who has rejected you. But I feel like maybe this could be giving you the confirmation here about where this person is at. You know, so there is a lot of karmic energy that's here. Okay, a need for definitely shifting and growing here. So let's see what else. I have to remind myself to put that picture in here of that that strength card. I hope I can find it. I don't even know where my pictures are right now. And it's like not even on my phone. Like this is like old. Like it's an actual photograph printed out from what, the 90s, 1992 or 1993. It's really old. Let's see. Pile number 3. Do I want to take all these? I guess so. All right, so we have Martina here. It says, choose your battles wisely. It says disagreements, disputes, and also going to war. And then we have Sophia here, learning from experience, wisdom, insight, lessons learned. And then we also have Charity here with give and you shall receive. A generosity, assistance, and also good karma. And then we have Delilah here, and it says take a gentle approach, delicate softness, and also tender-hearted. Okay, so either this is the type of energy that you are taking on and giving towards someone else, okay, or it is something that you are needing to do for yourself. Okay, maybe the gentle approach here is taking time to nurture yourself. The Charity here reminds me of the 6 of Pentacles. So this can be if somebody else is dealing with this right now. Maybe this is a time for compassion, empathy, helping, offering help. Or, you know, again, asking for help here. Okay. Choose your battles wisely. You know, not all battles are ours to carry or to fight. Sometimes we have to know when to pull back, when to pull our energy back. Okay. All right, let's see. Pile number 3. What messages do your ancestors have for you? We have Skald with the future. Inexperience. And also the past. You know, I almost feel like because we have this energy here of being stuck in the past, with the past, I feel like Spirit is trying to direct you towards things for the future, you know? And if we're not able to move on from the past and we're stuck there, we're not very well prepared for the future, right? Making plans, making decisions. We can't grow, right? We can't grow. We have drop your shields here, the protection guardian. Drop your shields. Let's see. We have radical acceptance. Okay, is what we might need for certain situations that we're having a difficult time moving on from the past, is accepting the things that we cannot change so that we are able to move forward. We have the mirror guardian here, and it says take time to reflect. Okay, so maybe there are certain things that Spirit is really wanting you to kind of look at right now. Maybe looking within yourself. We have the Spirit Fox here, and it says, trust your talents in changing times. And we have White Buffalo Calf Woman with reverence. Okay, so I do want to see a little bit about the future. So we already kind of have this message here about being stuck in the past. What is this message about the future, Spirit? Oops. We have the Emperor, Page of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Yes, so I'm definitely feeling like your ancestors, for at least for the future here, they're wanting you to... He looks, this Emperor here, he looks like he's meditating. He also looks like he's floating. Like he's manifesting here. I feel like tuning into your inner vision here. Like you're creating your future, you're creating your reality, right? This is, I feel like, a time for you to be very mindful of where you focus your energy, where you focus your thoughts. Because the Eight of Wands energy is about energy that's in motion. So I feel like this is a need for you to be mindful of where you are directing your energy. Are you focusing your energy on pain from the past and you know what I'm saying? Or are you focusing and redirecting your power and your energy towards manifesting something different, writing a different story for yourself? Okay, this is where I feel like Spirit's saying the Emperor is a need for strategy, discipline, groundedness, stability, movement towards stability for you. And the way that she's kind of pointing at her third eye and her sword is kind of pointed directly up to the ethers. With the Eight of Wands here, it looks like this beautiful, dreamy energy here. So yeah, I feel like your ancestors are saying to you here, really take some time to think very carefully, clearly, consciously about what you're manifesting. Okay? It almost feels like they're trying to pull you out of this energy here, but you know, there is work that you have to do as well, right? Your ancestors can lead you, guide you, but you have to do the work. Okay? You have to do the work here. So there's a need for really focusing intention on what you're creating. What are you manifesting here? Okay? And then, yeah, we've got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom with the Knight of Cups. So, you know, if you've been going through some really challenging times right now, the Wheel of Fortune is definitely bringing in good luck, a change of fortune for you. We have the Knight of Cups energy, which is definitely bringing in new opportunities for you. Some of you, this could be romantic, new romantic opportunities, faded connections. Okay, most definitely. Some of you, this is a need to go with the flow with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is a time of change, making changes, being at a turning point in our life where our destiny, the Spirit is trying to help you to align with your destiny. Okay, but if we're stuck in the past here, this can create setbacks. It can create delays. Okay, so what you wish to create, what you wish to manifest, this is where there's a need for you to kind of make some decisions here. Think about your vision, hold that vision in your mind. 10 of Cups is at the bottom. So that 10 of Cups energy is about joy, happiness, emotional fulfillment here. And I feel like this is where your ancestors are saying this is possible, right? The rainbow coming in with this beautiful energy, which is something that we were not seeing, right? In the Five of Pentacles and that Five of Cups. This energy can be restored within your life. And this is what your ancestors are trying to lead you towards. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you. Pile number 3. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.